What up, everybody? Good morning and happy January. It's Chip Walton. This is my launch video for Dry January 2021. I title it Recap, Precap, and the Bad Excuses in Between. So real quick, I'm going to recap Dry January 2020 and the good that came out of that. I'm going to precap Dry January 2021, some goals, both personal and for Chop and Brew. And then we're going to just kind of fill in the middle, and we might do that out of order, but either way. So I should preface this by saying it's 6 o'clock in the morning, and I've been up since about 4 because I just couldn't sleep, honestly, thinking about all of these bullet points. And I should also say this will probably be a very long video, probably the longest of the Dry January 2021 videos. There's a lot to put out there. There's one more preface. Long, early in the morning. Can't remember. Oh, that's it. I actually postponed Dry January until January 4th because over this past weekend I wanted to record an interview with a brewer in Norway that involved tasting, and 2 tasting note videos yesterday, Sunday, one with Dono and one with Barry Salem. So hopefully those are noble reasons to postpone Dry January, but they might also just be part of the problem. I don't know. I don't want to get too deep into it right off the bat. But so let's recap. Dry January 2020 was awesome. This was pre-COVID, or BC, as I say, before COVID. I didn't drink all of January. I ran for the first time in my life on a treadmill almost every day of that month. Between that and a stretching regimen, eating better on top of not drinking, I lost 15 pounds. I went from like 250 to 235 and was like uber proud of myself, fit into a bunch of clothes. So I didn't drink again into February until like almost the 6th or the 7th, I think. Because I was just like, I don't know, just felt so good, felt so right. And I kind of, one of the rules I gave myself, and we'll talk more about the rules and how I didn't follow them very well. One of the rules was going to be drink only things that I made or someone else I know made. In this case, the first beer in February 2020 was a Dono beer. Another rule was, so basically the idea was the same thing with like sweets that Elsa and I try to do. We try not to just eat Oreos because someone brought them to work and put them on a table. We try to like eat things that people made because there's some love and some intention there. So one of the goals coming out of 2020's Dry January was to drink only things that I made or that someone else made, specifically if they're for a video, whether that's Chop and Brew, whether that's a Dono tasting notes kind of thing. Productive, I guess, drinking, for lack of a better word. And then another thing that I came out of Dry January 2020 was like this idea of maybe not drinking at home as much, unless it's my own or someone else's, but making drinking more of a social thing. Like be at a tap room, sampling beer, buy less beer to bring home. Those were the goals, and February went pretty good. I will say, I was ashamed of myself. I can't remember the first time I got like drunk to where I was like, uh-oh. Yep, that was too easy. It was like late February. It wasn't right out of the gate. I did a decent job. I called it Not So Fast February after Dry January. So then the bottom dropped out, and we all know what the hell happened. Early, mid-March, depending where you live, your life went into chaos. You got locked down. It became very stressful. It became very mysterious. It became very sad. It became very unknown, chaotic, if I hadn't already said that. So yeah, I mean, kind of became this like surreal world where all of a sudden it felt like any rule that you had given yourself up till then really didn't apply, because people were shopping different. People were ordering everything online. People were, it's just, that's a whole other thing, right? So March comes and it becomes way too easy to drink again. We're not leaving home. Nights can go longer because the mornings no longer have to start as early, because you pretty much roll out of bed, log onto a computer, and now you're at work. Yeah, the stresses of the pandemic, I think, also just made it, I just started drinking more. I'm just going to come right out and be like, man, from March until now, I've drank way more than I wanted to. coming out of last January than I should for my own health, for sure. It just became too easy. Too easy. Buy a 4-pack. I bought so much beer. Like, I don't even want to tabulate the cost of how much money I spent on beer last year. And those invisible beers that we talked about last year were just, they were there. Garage beers. Once the weather got nice, we grilled constantly just to be outside of the house. Elsa was pregnant on top of the pandemic. So we were super cautious, super locked down. So getting outside was the only thing that we could do to feel like, oh my God, please get me out of this house. So then the riots. I don't know if y'all know or if we've talked about this, but I mean, the St. Paul riots, the night of burning in St. Paul, is like 3 blocks from our house, 4 blocks from our house on University Boulevard. And it was the most surreal thing on earth to be like, it was one of the nicest nights of the year weather-wise. We're just outside grilling chicken, slamming beers, and there's like helicopters like documenting, you know, we can sit here and watch on Twitter something that's 3 blocks from our house. It was just surreal and stressful. So, and dumb to be drunk during, because heaven forbid that chaos move 4 blocks up to our neighborhood. You know, what am I going to do? Drunk in my backyard to defend my house or to get my pregnant wife out of town. So it's unreal, y'all. I don't even know what the frick to say about 2020, but so pandemic, riots, these are all bad excuses, but they are excuses. And then like having also be pregnant was just, I think it was stressful, but it was also a point of shame. How many nights I definitely got to a point where if something had happened and she needed to go to the hospital, I really should not have been the one to be driving her. So those are the bad excuses in between, I guess I would say. And there's probably more, and I might think of them before the end of this video, or I might tack them on to other updates. So here we are, January 4th. It was another intense December. I did the 12 beers of Christmas in pretty much like a 2-week window. That was a lot of drinking on Zoom with people. Enjoyable, but a lot of it. Snacks, you know, the holidays, y'all, everybody. So my current status is I found that weight that I lost last year over the pandemic for sure. I'm currently at like 255, which is good, but it's also bad because that's not the worst I've been in 2020. So the starting point for dry January 2021 is 255 pounds. And it's not all about weight. We all know that. Last time I talked about weight, willpower, and weak spots. So yeah, dry January. I'm just going to go dry. The goals for this month is, so the hard thing about this dry January that wasn't as difficult last year is like I had the gym. I had this running goal. I could get away from the house. Plus, we were going to a real office. I was going to APM, hitting the gym on the way home. Now the house is like office, home, office, small business. Like everything's in our house. Can't go to the gym. Even though it's open, I wouldn't freaking go to the gym to save my life. Well, that's very ironic to say, but I wouldn't go in there for the Petri dish factor more than anything, especially still with a newborn, still with Elsa, recovering from being pregnant. So I'm going to try to find a workout regimen that I can do at home. If anybody's got some advice, drop that in the comments for sure. I don't have benches. I don't have machines. I need something that can be a very, like, I don't know what the word is, isocentric? I can't, whatever. Using your own weight. You know, I've got a couple dumbbells and a couple of bands and stuff. So a couple people have offered to help out build a program for that. So I want to get back to stretching. Got really limber last year. I don't have the gym, and that's going to be tough because it's tough to make yourself say, okay, I'm in my house. This block of time is work. This block of time is parenting. This block of time is workout. There's no such thing. Like, it all blurs too much without having a physical space to go to. So I definitely want to lose weight. I want to just get feeling better on the backside of this. Goals for Chop and Brew is edit Norway, edit Norway, edit Norway. You know, we've got at least 4 or 5 episodes from the Norway trip But then there's another 3 or 4 kind of like Zoom episodes that I've done in the last couple of months that I could have dropped as I was doing them, but they really need to be tacked on to the end of the series that starts in Norway. So there's like a 10 video series that needs to get edited on top of like other stuff that I feel is like easier to knock out quicker or would be more fun and engaging for people, because people have definitely been like, yo, where are the brew days, man? I like the Zoom interviews, I like learning, but we need the brew days. So I'm going to try to pepper in a couple of those brew days that have already been shot, some of which was part of what we recorded this last weekend. Hop water, kombucha, maybe trying those things. I don't know. I keep giving myself way too many things to say I'm going to do. But I would like to get some like NA material out this month as well. Like maybe some NA beer tasting notes, some NA beer, or like hop tea. I don't know. There's all these cool things on the market now. That would be fun to just kind of, you know, for the month that we're dry, why not kind of switch gears and do NA stuff, but also maybe some food stuff. I've thought a lot about doing like hot sauce tasting notes with friends. I actually bought some little like catering cups to maybe like build a little mixed 6-pack for people to come pick up, and then we'll do Zoom tasting notes on some homemade and some care package hot sauces. I don't know. There's all kinds of fun things. There's definitely plenty we can do with a month that doesn't involve drinking. Also, there's just a lot of video captured of us already drinking that we could use. So if you're doing dry January, good luck. Let me know some of your strategies. Let me know some of your reasons. If you have some reasons like I have, and you want to spill some emotional baggage on me, feel free. If not, just celebrate what we're trying to do. It's crazy to be like 1 month a year, but it's 1 month. And I hope that on the backside of this, I can have that similar set of rules that I tried to follow last year and make them stick a little bit better. Obviously, the biggest one of those we don't have is going out. Like that rule of like only drink pro beer at a tap room instead of buying 4 and 6 packs and bringing them home and drinking them kind of unsupervised very, very too quickly. So, yeah. More homemade beverages only kind of thing. I don't know. It's difficult. It's the first day. It's like 6 hours into the first day, and I'm already talking about what the rules for drinking are going to be at the end of this. So keep it dry, y'all. And don't forget what the illusion says. The secret to perfection is imperfection. Don't blame yourself. Don't think too much about the past. Think about the future. Give yourself the runway you need. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah.